Hello and welcome to this little Quake playthrough explanation video. I've made a map in Trenchbroom, map editing tool, and it is basically a map that is encased in a, let's see if we can see it by cheating, but encased in like a 1024 by 1024 box, basically. It's a sort of exercise that Quake mappers do sometimes to see how much stuff they can fit in a small space, and I thought that's a cool exercise. I'm going to try that out and try and do that, and at the same time I'm going to try and learn some features of a dev kit called Prog's Dump, which is a Quake mapping dev kit that you can use to add some features that are not in vanilla Quake. Things like breakable surfaces, things like a little earthquake that can happen, or shaking signs, other stuff that I will show and explain. And I wanted to basically learn how to do that stuff because I thought it looked very cool, and to be able to understand how to work it. I'm making this video almost as well as a kind of a way to solidify in my mind the things that I have done. But also it might be good as a little showcase of how this map works and how what my thinking is behind it and how I've gone about it. So at first I'm just going to play through each area. I'm not going to really say much about it, but I'm going to play through each little section, and then I'll talk about it in depth while maybe looking at the map editor as well in Trenchbroom about how I've done it. So let's just give it a go. Oh no. And I'm going to play as if I don't know what's going on, even though I do know what's going on, and you'll just have to take my word for it. So this is a little altar room. Stuff happening. What's going on? Dead thing. Where's this button? Something's over there. Key. Oh! You'll have to excuse my bad Quake playing as well. Whoa! Alright. So this is the first encounter. Is over. There's the gold key. This is basically the objective of the level. And when we shoot this door opens, and that's going to lead us to the next space. So yeah, maybe I can explain a little bit about this. Let me pop over to the map editor here. I'll show you exactly how it's working. So first of all, this fall is very straightforward, very simple. One of the things you can do in Prog's Dump is you can use these surfaces, which are, if I just move this up a bit, these funk fall surfaces, which is something you can't really do in vanilla Quake. It's in other dev kits. Here it's quite straightforward and usable. The first thing you'll notice is that there are two demons here in the editor, and that's because this one isn't going to appear until it spawns in. It's got a spawn trigger, which means it's only going to spawn when certain conditions are met. In this case, that's when you look at the gold key. This is a feature that is pretty cool in Prog's Dump, which other video games might have, but original Quake didn't have. Which is that if you look at something, something will happen. And it works by basically, as long as you are within a brush, like this big brush, this big trigger brush, I call it the juice. It's like this ankle deep pool of trigger juice. So how this works is basically the map is going to say, you know, am I in the ankle deep pool of horrible juice, and am I looking at this wall at the same time? And if those things are true, then this bait and switch happens, which is basically the dead monster model disappears, vanishes, and it's not used, and the horrible living one appears. If you had eyes in the back of your head, for example, you would know that this is a, yeah, bait and switch. But you don't. You'll always be looking at this when that happens. And also this pillar is in the way. Yeah, and then in here, this is also another breakable surface. It's not like the Funk Fall. It's breakable, which means it will break either when the player hits it or when a trigger goes off. In this case, when a trigger goes off, because I don't want the player to break this early by shooting around. This is only going to break when this demon dies. And that'll open the switch, which opens the door to the next area. Other things in this area include this invisible illusionary wall, this ghost wall, which the horrible ghost boys will come out of. They'll come out of here. I've given them a alpha of 0.4, which basically makes them a little bit see-through. They're translucent, horrible beings. I didn't know you could do this. I saw it in another Progs Dump map that somebody else made, and it was explained by the maker Progs Dump. Dump Truck DS basically explained that you could do this thing, and that this other mapper did, and I thought, you know what, that's great. I can't remember the mapper right now, but props to them for teaching me that. So yeah, there's a dead model. They appear every so often throughout this map, just trying to build a little bit of color and a little bit of like a feeling like the other human people have been here, like human soldier boys have been here, and they've just been murdered and killed. Same for this. You can kind of see some gore and some blood, and maybe like there's something there, which we'll see later. But yeah, we'll just play through the next area now. Try again. So you've been hurt maybe a little by this stage. You could pick up that health. There's another health here, so maybe you pick up this health. That breaks. And you land on this platform, which is giving you a double-barreled shotgun. That's not super graceful. Ideally, you would see the shotgun before you pick it up. Maybe I should put it in there. I don't know. We'll worry about that later. This is a sort of another get your bearings moment. Nothing's going to happen for a while, but it lets you see this part of the map. But generally, this is just to give you a little window of what's going on, and like, oh, a pile of bricks. What is the plan? This is a platform that's going to move later. Sharp-eyed players will look up. I haven't put anything here to let you look up. This part used to be a little different as well. You used to be able to just drop straight down into the room without any obstruction. It was very clear where you were going. I added this sort of alcove, this scaffolding, to encourage the player to turn around to look to see that there was a door there, just to kind of get an understanding of where they're going. Because before, I think you dropped down and you just didn't. There was a chance that you could have missed the door, and I toyed with some ways of fixing that, putting traps, maybe an enemy to grab the attention. But I think this was the simplest thing to do. There's a door. Need the gold key. Oh. 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 Oh, hell. Okay, so that's mostly that encounter played out. Quite a little sequence of boyos appearing from different places. Nothing too spectacular. It's just me trying to get an idea of how to make an encounter where one thing happens after another. It was, again, it's basically me trying to use the progs dump capabilities, the features of progs dump to make things happen in a slightly different way without setting up a bunch of triggers like this. This is a kind of classic trigger. You get to a certain place and an enemy will appear. In this case, it's this ogre drops down and starts shooting at you. I was trying not to use too many of these. The other classic trigger is if someone gets killed, that'll spawn in the next monster or trigger the next thing to happen. In this case, that's when this guy gets killed. This floor breaks away and this lad falls down and lands on this surface here. So that all occurs, but some of the other things occur as well. Like for instance, progs dump allows you to make it so that when he sees you, when an enemy sees you, I've got a trigger set up here which is sight trigger, and that means when he sees you, no matter what, you don't even need to be shooting at him. You don't need to see him. Nothing else needs to happen. It's just as soon as he knows you're there and is annoyed that you're there and thinks this guy shouldn't be here, to hell with him, he will set off the next target that he's pointing at, which in this case is this ogre. Excuse me, this ogre, if I can get him, this ogre up here who falls down and is like, you know what, I'ma shoot you. And yeah, the ogre up there, his grenades can kind of go a bit all over the place. They have a good range down here, in this area where the zombies will show up. Maybe I can even play that again to see how it plays out. But yeah, so he's seen me, and then this guy appears. So yeah, as you can see, the grenades, they're not reaching this far. They're landing almost perfectly and bouncing back. This was accidental, but I thought, do you know what? Why not? They bounce back, they annoy the zombies. You don't have a grenade launcher right now, so you can't kill these zombies. These grenades aren't going to kill the zombies either. They're just going to kind of bother them. But you can use that. You can use that if you want. Oh dear. But apart from this, the grenades actually do have decent range. So as I say, you kill him, this guy appears. So yeah, they do have decent range in other respects. They can get you in other places. They can even get you as far as down here. If he shoots me correctly, you'll see they can get in here. So he does have good range. The only place really he can't get you is from here. Quake players will know that, and it'll make them kind of want to push up on him, and that's why this trigger is here. It's to make this guy fall and put a little pressure on you from this side, and then the other progs dump trigger that is handy is when something reaches a certain amount of pain. In other words, when this guy falls down, and you don't see it because it happened so fast whenever I played through, but whenever he is hurt by a certain amount, in this case, whenever he takes 150 damage of his base health of 200 damage, he will set off his next target, basically, which is these guys. These guys will bop down and get stuck into the fray, and then they'll probably run out under this bridge and take shots at you if you're not, if you've retreated back over here. So yeah, just a lot of stuff kind of happening. And of course I forgot to talk about the inciting incident, which is this little earthquake that happens when you come down here. This is a trigger shake. You can set the strength of this, the radius, how far it shakes, all this cool stuff. And basically I paired that with all of these funk falls, which are essentially the same as this one from the very start, which you fall down, but they're just little rocks, and they're just there to fall. these square boxes are origin brushes, which I don't know exactly how to explain it, but they kind of give a point for which the rocks to orbit around or spin around if you want them to spin or rotate in a certain way as they fall. And that's kind of what I wanted. I wanted them to fall. This is all demonstrated in demo maps in Prologue Stump, so I haven't come up with this, but it's very cool once you figure out that you can make them fall. And yeah, the big thing that happens is that this falling piece is different from all the others. It just falls straight. It doesn't spin or anything. It just falls straight. It slams down. It starts to fade out and fade away, almost instantly. But then this is timed to break through these trigger relays at the exact same time, more or less, as the thing falls on top of it. And there's a zombie just inside of that, who comes to life, who is activated as soon as that all breaks. So yeah, the big problem I had with this is that sometimes just let me kill this guy. Sometimes this nail gun, as it was spinning down here on this pedestal, wasn't obvious enough, and that's because there were 4 pillars here to begin with. It wasn't exactly well lit, and I needed a way to draw the eye to it. So I put this guy's head on a pike, basically, here, and I put a load of bloodstains, and I crumbled this pillar down so it is not a pillar, just to make it a little more clear that yeah, there is something down here worth investigating. All right, let's move on. The only way to go is up in this elevator. Oh, I don't know what happened to that body. Pick up some nails. Alright, I'm just gonna play as an ideal player might. Ladder. So these guys have just killed that thing, maybe. Maybe I should pick up that health. Ah, explosives. Okay, this is a grenade launcher. Or is it? Okay. I'm not going to swap over to talk about the encounters soon. I'm going to try and do this whole floor. I'm sorry, I didn't look at that. That was a... Basically, there was another fake grenade launcher hidden here as well. Okay, something happening in this room. Ah! I've seen 2 fake grenade launchers. Is this real? Is this real? That was just me going up this awkwardly. It's not actually that awkward to go up. Right. See this that display. It's happening again. What about those bricks? Okay. So we've got the rocket launcher. So now we should be able to blow these up. And we're back here. We could go down back into that room again. There's no real reason to. But we do know that there is another wall here, which we need to blow up to go in. Alright. The idea here is that you are getting a tool, basically, to destroy bricks, to destroy these brick walls. Getting a tool to progress through the level isn't really something Quake does. You get keys, or you defeat waves of enemies and things unlock, or you complete puzzles, or you push buttons. You often push buttons to do stuff. Quake is all about like doing that sort of a thing. You don't really get a tool to do something. It's not like a Metroidvania where you unlock a grappling hook or something like that. There are mods, and there are other the other versions of Quake, like the other dev kits as well, that will let you give the player different tools. There are jump boots, for instance, in Alkaline, which is another mod for Quake, which is really cool. There's a grappling hook style mace that you can get in. I don't know if that's in Arcane Dimensions or another mod of Quake. I'm not sure, but there's a grappling hook mace that you can get. But I didn't have like a way of doing that in Prog Stump, so I had to come up with my own way of like making a tool, which is very crude and actually a little broken. But I'll explain it. Basically, this trigger here is just there to tell you that this wall, this brick wall, is breakable. This is breakable, and it's breakable by rockets. You can't break it right now. If you go to that and you try and hit it with your axe, it's not going to break. And that's because of this skip wall, which is just a funk wall, an invisible wall that just stops any damage or anything from hurting this brick wall. And the other thing this trigger does is it sets in motion this bunch of messy gear here, which is basically that horrible bunch of gore that landed on your head whenever you go up to that wall and you check. That's there because it basically all it does is makes a shotgun shooting sound, plays a muzzle flash, dumps a bunch of horrible gore on your head, and it also plays the sound of a demon dying, which is this thing here. So it's like a demon is being shot by something. So it's kind of like a setup, little small storytelling thing. That's maybe these guys have killed this thing. Don't think about it too hard. It's really there to make you look up, because horrible things falling on your head and a sign coming from above you will make you go, what the hell? You'll look up and you'll see this button. That's all that's really there for. It's not there to be Shakespeare, drama, or set up any story. It's really just there to make you look up. When you look up, you'll see a button. Shoot a button. This ladder will fall down, and you can climb the ladder, because this trigger will be there then to let you climb up it, which is another feature of Prog Stump. You get a trigger ladder brush, which you now do, and you just angle that in the direction the player's coming from, and you hold spacebar then to climb the ladder, which is something it's not in vanilla Quake. This trigger is only here to be a cleanup trigger. It's like a mop. Basically, if you don't check out this pile of bricks, you won't trigger all of this little look up thing. If you're ahead of the curve and you go, well, I can't see anywhere to go, I'll look up, and you just hit the button and you keep going up, you'll not see the jibs thing happen because you won't need to. So this is there to kill all of that and just tidy it up in case you trigger it later, because I don't want you to trigger it later. And yeah, you just continue on. This is the like illusory grenade launcher, the fake grenade launcher. That's like a little horrible, mean little fake out that just doesn't. It's just classic stupid little swapperoo, switcheroo. It's got an alpha again. It's like a translucent, so it's a little ghostly. You can't really see that if you're in a hurry or if you're looking at it. You just see that it's a grenade launcher, but if you did stop and look closely, you would see that it was slightly see-through, like an illusion. That triggers these three guys to kind of appear and do horrible things at you. Then there's another illusory one there. Again, this sound trigger thing. This sound effect plays whenever it disappears, which is just the telewarp, the kind of warp effect where it just kind of goes whoop. I want it as close to yoink as default Quake noises get. So it's a yoink noise. You get locked in this little side room until you shoot this button, basically, and it's there to it's there to pull open these claw doors in case you want to jump down there. That's more for exploration purposes if you want to go through the level again in any order. And then you fall down into this room, which is sort of another point of no return. You can't see what's happening in the room because these blocks are in the way. You have to just kind of commit and you fall down. At this point, you'll see a rocket launcher, and it's been, it's been you've had two grenade launchers taken away from you at this point, and you're thinking, no, maybe these stairs are a little wonky. I'll need to rework that. And you'll think, you know what, something is going to happen here. I wanted the player to definitely know something is going to happen here. I don't like it. I'm going to be careful. And without going too much into it, all these guys spawn in a different order. Different things happen according to different people getting killed or different people getting hurt a certain amount. This guy appears up here. The big thing that I added to this after a couple of iterations was the Hell Knight bursting through this door. Or bursting through this kind of panel of wood. Which, if you look at it at the start, is just a panel of wood. It was just a normal panel of wood, and he would shoot from this kind of window. After these bricks would break open after you got the rocket launcher, he would shoot from in here like a little audience box at the opera, and he would just shoot down at you. And I thought, you know, that was good enough. The problem was the players would. The problem was that you could simply get up here into this corner, and as long as that piece of wood was there, that Hell Knight couldn't get you. There was bricks over on this. There's bricks over on this side, so the big pile of bricks here, which is stopping this enforcer from shooting you on this side. The ogre can't get you because you can't shoot his grenades up. And he's coming the whole way from over there. He's going to have trouble traversing the room. These guys are useless. Just absolute shambles. Omni-shambles. Stupid idiots. Can't do a thing to get up these steps. So getting here was really just a kind of cheesy thing you could do, and just shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot, and you were safe. And that's fine. That's fair enough. But I didn't like it. I didn't want the player to be that safe. So simple solution, just have the Hell Knight be able to break out of this, which is all this trigger is here for. As soon as you go up there to get these shotgun shells, which are in that trigger brush, or this health, then this wall breaks and he comes popping out to get you there. So hopefully this room is tight, but not too tight. Hopefully you still feel like you've got a little bit of room to maneuver. It's not perfect. There's stuff to stumble on. I tried to reduce that by making some of these things illusionary, and by making sure there were some clipped things. This is even, the bottom of this brick is even illusionary, because what would happen is these bricks are there to be sort of standing stones, if you can see, to be sort of stones that you can like lead you up. Here, if you want to go up here to this secret area, if you've blown away those bricks. The problem was that you would get your head stuck on one, and you wouldn't be able to climb the stairs very easily. So simplest solution was just make the bottom of this half of brick a complete illusion. So your body just passes through it. What else? Yeah, so the big thing that happens then from this point on in the game is those walls become blow-upable by rockets. The bricks become blow-upable. You've unlocked the tool. You've got the tool that lets you get through the brick walls that you couldn't get through before. It's Metroidvania. You're playing Quake? No, you're playing Metroid. What the hell? It's fake. It's all it's a big scam. It's a total scam. I'm ashamed to admit it. But the thing is that if we go back and load it again, you'll see. I'll just play through this very quickly. It's a total scam. Like you can't get through the bricks right now. Okay, so I've played it through. I've shot all the boys again and stuff like that, but I've left the bricks for now. I haven't shot them with the rocket yet. Because, like I say, it's a scam. What happens when you pick up the rocket is that these walls, these skip walls that have been over the bricks everywhere, even from the very bottom floor, even from the very bottom floor, this pile of bricks is, you know, covered by a little box of illusion, you know, like invisible walls that make it so that you can't shoot them. They all disappear. All those invisible walls disappear. So it's kind of like you've unlocked the ability to shoot the bricks now, right? You can now shoot the bricks. Hopefully I have trained the player to want explosives. The zombies need to be shot with explosives. On the very bottom floor, you can't deal with them until you get the explosives. The bricks, you need to get the explosives to deal with the bricks. that grenade launcher kept disappearing. I want that. I want the explosives. So hopefully by now I've trained the player to just go, you know what, bricks? Forget you. I'll use the rocket launcher that I got. I love rockets. However, a clever Quake player will know, I see through your fog, Brendan. Your BS. I can kill these walls with any weapon. So they'll know, you know what, I can destroy bricks in any manner I so choose. I can use my axe. Rockets can destroy these bricks. How about axes can destroy these bricks? There's no reason why I wouldn't do that. Basically, I am betting all of my bucks that the player has been trained a little bit to want to use rockets to destroy the bricks. They might not. The illusion will be ruined, but crucially, the flow and the progression of the level won't be ruined. Like, you can still get everywhere now. The important thing is that those skip walls are gone. You can get through these bricks even if you have to hack them with your axe. You'll still get through them. It's just that the like illusion of a tool that you've unlocked will be gone if you realize that. So it's inelegant. It's not ideal. It's a bit of a hack. It's a total scam. It's a con. I've pulled the wool over your little beady eyes. I'm sorry, but it was the only way that I knew how to do it with the tools and the stuff that I have got and that I know how to use. We'll crack on and we'll go down this horrible little corridor and we'll hopefully complete the level. Uh-oh. No. Zombies. Who's got the rockets now though, huh? Yeah, that's what I thought. Alright. Forget you guys. Okay, so we could leave now. We've got the key, we've unlocked the door. We could just go. However, we want to clean up our level, don't we? We want to get all the enemies. That's got to be it, right? Okay, so a good Quake player now would probably hit tab and check, you know, have they cleared the level? Have they got all the kills? Well, what's that? 29 kills out of 30? That's not 30 kills out of 30. There is another baddie here somewhere. Is there anything you haven't done? Oh, pile of bricks. I haven't blown them up yet. Let's get a gun. Oh, it's you. Slimer. Hit him. Alright, and that's it. That's it. Game over. Time to leave. Forget it. The map obviously won't take you 12 minutes. It's just taken me 12 minutes to play through it. Or even longer actually, because I've reloaded a couple of times. It'll only take you like 5 minutes to play through, but that's it. That's basically the map. This little tunnel is very close to my heart because I learned a lighting trick. See how the shadows are falling on top of it? It's basically a lighting trick that I learned from Makkon, who's the same person who does the textures for the whole map. He's done all these textures over the last few years. Ben Hale, and they're just wonderful. They're just excellent. I love them. This pillar as well is basic. It's more or less based on, not more or less, like almost 100% based on the brushwork that Makkon has included in the example maps. I owe a big debt there. In any case, the water, yeah, the shadows now fall on the water, which is done in a really in a way I'm not sure I fully understand. You basically put a funk illusionary, a layer of that on top of a layer, on top of another like single tiny 1 unit layer of water, and you put each of those on top of another larger body of water with a little gap in between. It's very very itty bitty. I don't know how Makkon figured this out, but it works. And the other thing you do is that the funk illusionary, this brush here, is also the color of the water. It's the color that you want the water to be. This is brown stone. I guess ideally you want to do it like a plain color, not this green or detail that's in the stone texture. You should probably just use a normal texture, but I've gone with brown stone because it's brown and it was immediately available. And yeah, it just makes the water look a little better. I'll try and put up another video of what the water would look like before and after you do this thing. Basically, I think it improves it a lot. It makes it look really nice. And I wouldn't have figured that out. I wouldn't know how to do that if it hadn't been for Makkon explaining that trick in the Quake mapping Discord. So big props to that. Oh right, I'm playing through again. Oh, the other thing that's here is this model of this soldier, and he's sort of died and is like face up in this water, floating. And this guy as well here, pierced on his side. These are examples of stuff that you can do in Prog Stomp as well, which is that you basically can bring in a model. This is a miscellaneous model, so you can use any model that Quake has got, and you just put them in, and you can rotate them around. You can change the animation frames that they're in. This one is like halfway through his death, I believe. And you can just rotate them and put them in whichever way you want. This is a different one. This is just a kind of preset model that you can use of someone dead. There's a lot of examples of this. There's like loads of dead things. There's different jibs you can put out, like I did before with the other demon. There's different dead. I've put dead dogs before. Here's a dead Hell Knight. You can just put loads of dead things in your map, and then you can put a little layer of blood. To show that they've been proper deaded, and that's that. As for the slimy boy, he's just a slimy boy inside a bunch of bricks. There's nothing really much going on there. I put that there because I saw someone came down with the rocket, and I'd set the bricks to be able to be destroyed, because I thought, well, that's a pile of bricks. All the other bricks in the level can be destroyed with the rocket, so this pile of bricks ought to be able to be destructible as well. It was just a prop before, a prop load of bricks, to show that someone was in the process of bricking up these walls. I thought, well, these have to be destructible as well. There wasn't any reason for them to be destructible, but when I saw someone playing come down and blow them up just as I thought they might, I thought, right, this ought to do something. Like, they're blowing this up because they expect it's going to blow up, and if something happens from it blowing up, then that's even better. So I wrote down on a to-do list, put treat in bricks, put treat in pile of bricks, and the thing is, I put some treats in it. You can put treats like, let me see if I can demonstrate this. You can put a treat like here, drop item. So you can put a treat like a silver key inside. So I could have put a silver key in it and then put a secret door somewhere, and you would get a silver key from this pile of bricks. Oh, you've discovered a secret. Well done. At the end of the level, so what? You've got a health file, but it's at the end of the level again. What's the point in getting health or armor or any of this stuff? It just felt like, you're at the end of the level, so doing this stuff now doesn't seem sensible. So in the end, I just put a slimy boy in there, and I thought, you know what, that's your treat. If you've been smart enough to blow up this pile of bricks, here's a little slime ball who hates you. And I thought, that's the best solution. That's the best solution to this little thing. So that is this map. It's called Under a Stone Blanket, which is a euphemism for death or dying, because these guys are sleeping under their stone blankets. It's sort of like pushing up daisies, or taking a dirt nap. You're under a stone blanket. That's it. I hope this has been illuminating in some way. It's been helpful for me to be able to say this stuff out loud more than anything. So if no one watches this, that's fine. I've got what I want, which is a clear head and an better understanding of what it is I've been doing. But if you have watched this and you play around in Trenchbroom and you make Quake maps, I hope it's helped. I hope it's encouraged you to try Progstump if you haven't moved on to that yet. If you're mapping for vanilla Quake and you haven't moved on to any mods or mapping with different mods like Arcane Dimensions or stuff like that. I haven't moved on to Arcane Dimensions yet, or Alkaline or any of those other really, really impressive, excellent mods, because they're slightly frightening with the amount of stuff that you can do in them and the amount of new models and new enemy types and stuff like that. Progstump is a little bit more of a Progstump is sort of an easier introduction to those things. You can change the enemy types. You can make them stronger. You can change their properties. You can give them more health and stuff like that. I haven't done any of that for this map. I've just been concentrating on the other stuff. But there is much more that you can do with Progstump. Hopefully, by showing you some of this stuff, it might have given you some ideas about how you can use it in your own maps. It's not the only mod out there. There's loads of other ones you can use. But if you're mapping vanilla and you're wary of taking the next step, I'd say Progstump is a good starting point. And also, don't be too afraid to do it. I put it off for a while, and you know, there's a lot of help out there to fix it out. Progstump in particular has a massive manual that's really helpful, and the creator Dump Truck DS has also got loads of videos explaining how to do certain things, and it's just it really gives you way more options and a lot of the ability to do a lot of cool stuff you wouldn't be able to normally do. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you've watched, if I do any more Quake videos, I don't know if I will or not. Be sure to check them out. I will see you later. Bye bye.